Welcome to 7 Minutes. Thank you for joining us. Our topic, these episodes, is the end times. And today we're going to talk about Medjugorje, the site in Bosnia-Herzegovina, where for 40 years now, young people have claimed, they're not so young anymore actually, they're middle-aged, have claimed to be receiving visions, apparitions of the Blessed Virgin Mother. The reason we're talking about Medjugorje in connection with the end times is that there's a lot of speculation among Catholics that Medjugorje is an end times apparition, that Medjugorje signals that we have truly entered the period just before the second coming of Christ. Got a couple things to say about that, as I did with Fatima in the last episode. Yes and no. One of the things, apparently, that Our Lady has said to the visionaries there at Medjugorje is that this will be her last apparition. After Medjugorje, Mother Mary is not going to come back to warn us or to comfort us or to be with us as she is in her apparitions at Lourdes or at Fatima or at Guadalupe. She's not going to, this is it. Medjugorje is it. Which may be one reason why it's lasting as long as it is. So that, of course, has people thinking, oh, well, we must be near the end. Yeah, not immediately near the end, though. As I say, if you're waiting for the second coming, don't hold your breath. You know, you'll pass out, you'll fall down, you'll bump your head, you'll feel stupid when you come to. It's going to be, you've got time to live your life and figure out things that you're still working on, all right? You've got time to work out your salvation. Anybody who makes you feel like there's no time, you need to head for the hills, sell everything, whatever. You know, this kind of, if somebody gives you anxiety in their description of where we are in terms of world history and the second coming, that's probably not someone who's speaking from the right spirit. I just don't know how else to put that. Medjugorje does have warnings, just as Fatima did, all right? The brief history of Medjugorje is that 6 young, at the time, visionaries claimed to have seen Our Lady on June 24th, the feast, of course, of St. John the Baptist, or rather the vigil of the feast of St. John the Baptist in 1981. And so it's 40 years since the first apparitions. Several of the visionaries no longer get daily apparitions. 3 of them, though, as I understand it to this day, continue to see Our Lady once a day. There are 10 secrets involved with Medjugorje. Nobody knows much about them at all, except that one of them, it's said to be the third, will be a wonderful thing. It's not a bad thing, not something to be afraid of, but that Our Lady will leave at the site of the apparitions there, on Apparition Hill, above the village of Medjugorje itself. There will be a permanent sign, something never seen before on earth, something you can photograph and televise but not touch, something absolutely beautiful that will draw people from around the world, all right? Medjugorje will become already it's the 4th most visited Marian site on earth, but it will become the most visited pilgrimage site on earth once this beautiful, miraculous sign is left by Our Lady after the apparitions have ended. Prior to that, there will be 2 warnings or secrets that sound kind of frightening, and after that, not much is known of the secrets, except that some of them cause the visionaries anguish. Okay, some of them, the visionaries say that when they think about what's coming on the world, they feel anguish. All right, they've also said Medjugorje is not about the end of the world. They've said that. Okay, what do they mean by that? Well, what they'll tell you is Medjugorje is about what Our Lady has said. I have come to remind you, to remind the world, in other words, God exists. All right, that's Our Lady's first message, God exists. Number 2, to know that Jesus is your loving Lord and Savior, okay? God exists, don't forget God, all right? And Jesus is your loving Lord and Savior. 3, convert your heart to peace. Convert your heart to peace. Don't be all anxious and afraid, thinking what's causing the anxiety or the anguish for the visionaries, and am I going to be able to live out my life, or do I have to, make all kinds of plans to like die early because there are threats coming from the apparitions at Medjugorje? Don't. If somebody's making you feel like that, please take a deep breath, fall back into the hands of Mother Mary, who's come because she loves us. The house is on fire. And she's telling us the house is on fire. Is Medjugorje approved by the church? Yep. Officially, firmly, completely, No, but so far on the way that it's impossible at this point for anyone to make the argument that it won't be. Here's what's happened, just in a nutshell. A commission appointed by the Vatican investigated the apparitions for several years and recommended to Pope Francis that the first 7 apparitions, now we're talking about thousands of apparitions, the first 7, all right, from June 24th to June 30th of 1981 should be approved as authentic apparitions of the Blessed Virgin Mother. So Medjugorje, yes, it's got a recommendation to the Pope from the official investigating body of the Church. This should be approved. The Pope has also said that pilgrimage to Medjugorje is very much to be encouraged because of what he sees going on there, because of the vibrance of the faith, because of the, Gabriel Amorth, the exorcist of Rome, chief exorcist of Rome, a priest who would probably know, said Medjugorje is a fortress against the devil. Medjugorje has been called the confessional of Europe. If you go there, I'm a priest, I've been there, I've seen, and I want to be there one time with my little, individual languages put before me when I'm sitting there in the plaza in front of St. James Church, hearing confessions, and the penitents are lined up for blocks. Everybody goes to confession in Medjugorje. It's one of the fun things you do in Medjugorje, like pray the rosary, like go to mass, like go before the Blessed Sacrament. Medjugorje is like Medjugorje it's filled with life and joy. I want to have, here's English in, here's confession in English, German, Spanish, and if I can get to it, Portuguese, all right? I want to be one of those priests sitting out there hearing confessions in all those languages. Medjugorje is a place where the Catholic faith is just robustly and vibrantly alive, and at a time when the Catholic Church really needs what Medjugorje's got to give. Is Medjugorje about the end of the world? Let's just say that Medjugorje probably ties in with some end times prophecies. Until we know what the secrets are, it cannot be said so. So let's just be careful how we talk about Medjugorje, and please don't let anybody, with a Chicken Little attitude tell you the sky is falling. You have time to work out your own salvation, to plan your life, to get things done that you think you need to have done, to love your family and your friends, and to grow in your discipleship. You have time. Make good use of it. This has been 7 minutes on the End Times. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. God bless you.
Na 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 na.